All right, welcome. It's Oscar season. It's Oscar time. Jeff D Lowe. This is my first hosted show on the network.
Yeah, I usually go first when I'm on one of these shows, but yeah.
It's weird. I thought about this earlier. This is going to be bizarre.
Mm.
My guest here, co-hosts, Kirk, and our guests, Cinema, and I guess Coleman, who I don't see. But
Coleman off camera for some reason. It wasn't explaining to me why, but Coleman is here.
Hey, I've seen them all. Let's do it.
No, you're lying already.
That's true. Nickel Boys.
Yeah, there you go.
For those who have
He doesn't
followed
get
our For those who have followed our Oscars gambling picks, shout out DraftKings, by the way. You can bet on the Academy Awards in Arizona, Indiana, Kansas, Louisiana, Massachusetts, Michigan, and New Jersey. I'm in Arizona right now, which is great timing.
Oh, well, there
if
you
you
go.
followed our Oscar picks the last couple of years, you have done very well.
Yeah, we do pretty good, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So we are the experts. We'll see. I mean, we'll see how the expertise of Cinema and Coleman is here.
Yeah.
If they're going to nail it.
I think Sim's probably seen 2 of these movies,
So we're going for what we actually think, not like the best odds. We're not looking for like long shots here.
No,
We're looking for the best bets.
best bet. This is a gambling show, Cinema. It's not if you pick the Oscars. Were you briefed on this at all?
I haven't been briefed on anything. I just found out I was doing the show 2 hours ago.
Justin said you asked to do it like 10 times.
I asked. I wasn't given any actual times, dates, yes or no's. Yesterday, you guys said that you didn't even know what the show was happening. He said he hadn't talked to Jeff yet.
Okay. Well,
It's Robbie Fox on one time.
Well, yeah, no shit. Big star now.
Yeah.
We're doing it. So Jeff is going to go category by category, Coleman and Cinema. He'll give you the odds. And go ahead, Jeff. Go ahead.
It's worth noting. So what we've been best on has typically been the acting, script, stuff like that, where there's good data for us to go off of. I use a website. It's called Numlock Awards, awards.substack.com. Friend of Lights Camera Barstool, Walt Hickey, used to work at 538. He has an algorithm that helps predict. It's a predictive model for the Oscars. It is typically fantastic. A great model at finding long shots that have a pretty good chance at winning. He doesn't have that for some of these early ones. So we're going to start out. I'll skip a couple categories you don't care about. I'll start out with international feature because I do think this one's pretty interesting.
Are you doing?
Right now,
let me ask you one thing, though. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Are you going to do animated feature at some point?
I actually do not see it on.
I have it here. Can I do it for you? I don't mean to jump in and.
Do you have it?
I have it right here. You have it, Cole?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't have it in Arizona.
So I think you might be with me on this one. I'll be curious about Cinema and Coleman. So Wild Robot is minus 340. You have that, Coleman?
I do, yes.
Flow plus 225. Then Wallace plus 1600. Plus 20 plus 2000 side 2 and 3500. Memoir of a Snail. You're probably with me, Jeff. I don't hate plus 225 for Flow there.
That is a hammer play for me. That is that's one of my so I don't see. I gotta maybe it's just not loading for me. If you have that available for animated feature, I think that's a no-brainer.
Okay, good. You're with me. All right. Yeah. You guys?
Yep. Fully agree.
I would strongly agree with that. Yeah.
All right. It's that I'm stunned. I would have thought because the momentum is heading, I thought a lot toward Flow at this point.
That's kind of been the case the last couple of years because last year the Boy and the Heron one, I believe, was the upset, correct?
I think that's right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and we called that last year. But Flow has kind of been everywhere. Because he's had his animals with him. The guy's like been in what looks like a dorm room watching him get the nomination.
Right.
Like typically with those things, you can kind of tell that. I think that's great. I think
okay. So we're all on that.
Early big time look at Flow to pull a pretty decent. For the Oscars. That's a pretty decent size upset if it gets it.
Yeah,
I think it's a good one.
I actually think it's going to win.
Yeah. No, I think Flow's a great pick there. Though, I mean, Wild Robot's been incredible. It had Best Picture potential at one point. People talked about. I like Flow. That's a great first one to look at. So international feature. There's only 2 that really have a chance. There's Seed of the Sacred Fig. Flow is also an international feature as well. Honestly, I don't think it's that crazy to sprinkle a little bit on Flow at plus
I thought the same thing.
Like if you want a crazy long shot.
Okay.
And then Girl with the Needle plus 5,000. I'm Still Here has become the favorite in the international feature category. Emilia Perez is now plus 140. I kind of like Emilia Perez there.
I know. You know what though? I'd rather not take. I'd rather not win money on Amelia Perez. It was so bad.
Fair.
That's so
Like,
true.
For someone who doesn't care about it, that's not
Yeah.
a bad bet.
Yeah, right. Yes, yeah. Because now it's completely flipped. I mean, you would know better. What was Amelia Perez 6 weeks ago in
It
this?
was a lot. It was like lock status. I know that's not.
Yeah.
Great. I don't want to throw that word out there. Nothing's a lock, but like that's how good the odds were for it.
Amelia Perez might be the worst movie ever made.
Horrendous.
So, yeah, but you're right. I mean, plus money for a movie that's nominated for Best Picture is tough to pass up. Yeah, that's not bad. Did you guys see it? Did you see it, Cinema?
Unfortunately, yeah. And I do think with all the nominations they got, it has to win something at some point. So I think that's a safe spot for it to.
Yeah, it's going to win supporting actress.
It
though.
is. It's a lock in support.
Zoe Saldana is a crazy lock for that. But yeah,
Definitely.
Okay, so we like that. Wait, the Coleman. We talked about this movie. I think Coleman.
Yeah, it's absolute horseshit. The entire thing.
really, it's your kind of movie.
What's that supposed to be?
It's made for you. I think you'd be the one person who liked it.
Yeah,
no?
I mean, Dave's brother, but
No, this is I didn't say that. To be fair, I didn't. Say
I mean, geez, he's a terrorist coming in here. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, but that's good. That's like plus 140 for a Best Picture. Yeah, that's pretty good.
For a movie that's had the hype for. I mean, I know it died off, but like, was that fake outrage? So again, if you're okay with it winning and winning money off Amelia Perez, that's probably a spot to have it. Let's go to Best Original Song, which Amelia Perez is the favorite here. El Mal, who can forget that memorable song from Amelia Perez? That's minus 280. This runs really just for Kirk, not the box cinema and Coleman out on this. Do you take the number 2 here, the Diane Warren song,
No.
The Journey from
it's
6888?
It's the story. She's never won an Academy Award, right? She's been nominated, I think, like 23 times. It's for some insane. Was she nominated for the Cheetos movie last year? Was that her song?
Yeah, she was. Yes.
And the Chrissy Metz song a couple of years ago?
Yep. So yeah, the movie she's nominated for here is you want to talk about unforgettable, the Tyler Perry movie from this year.
The Oprah movie?
Military one. Yeah, 6888.
I mean, I feel like you can, it's plus 350, but that she's not going to, I mean, I don't feel like she's going to win. I mean, you can sprinkle a little bit if you want, but I wouldn't do it. I feel like this one's locked in.
Yeah, I would agree as well. If you are someone, though, who wants to bet on the Oscars and has the theory that someone nominated so many times eventually will break through, this is the one for this year.
Yeah.
There's really no other chance for this. So
I'd agree with that. Yeah.
If that interests you. Are there other audio? Do you have other audio categories available to you?
We do. We have original score, which is again, I would put lock minus 400 for The Brutalist. I would not sprinkle anything else on there. If I was going to look at something else, so you have Wild Robot plus 400, Conclave plus 800, Amelia Perez plus 1600, Wicked is plus 3000. I mean, if I had to bet something else,
Conclave would probably be my.
Yeah, I was going to say that Conclave, but again, I feel like this one's kind of locked in.
Yeah,
and I think, we'll talk about it later. I think this is the only award The Brutalist is going to win.
wow.
Yeah,
I would agree.
Which is,
the guy for Conclave is the guy who won for All Quiet on the Western Front.
Yeah, it's Edward. Yeah, Edward it was Berger's guy. Yeah. So yeah, right, and it's a very good score. And by the way, I'll also say we might talk about Conclave later for a different category, a big category. So yeah.
What about best sound? Do you have best sound odds? Again, I don't have these in front of me, but
I have best sound.
Best sound is Dune minus 400. Then A Complete Unknown, Wicked, Wild Robot again, Amelia Perez. I mean, this will probably be Dune's the one. Yeah, they'll toss Dune this, right?
Any technical category Dune is in, I think for the most part it'll probably win.
Probably win, right? That makes sense.
Should even be in the score category as well. The fact that it isn't is
crazy.
kind of criminal there.
Oh, right. They was
Too many of the same songs.
Too similar.
Yes. Yeah.
Which is insane because here's my biggest issue with this is Wicked.
Fired up.
Well, and I'm a Wicked guy. I like Wicked. Wicked is nominated for Best Original Score. Most of the songs use the songs from the movie, like use the instrumental of those songs, like Defying Gravity. All that stuff's in here, but those songs can't qualify for Best Original Song. So why does this qualify for Best Original Score when like the melodies, everything from those songs that doesn't make sense to me.
There's always a goofy category though. They always monkey around with stuff like this. I don't know why. Like it should be pretty cut and dry. Yeah, I don't I don't get that. Yeah, I don't.
This is not on the
understand.
level of them saying the Lego Movie couldn't be nominated for Best Animated Movie, but that is like, it's bizarre to me.
Well, my greatest musical gripe of all time when the Wrestler Springsteen song was not nominated for Best Song because it wasn't in the actual movie. It's when the credits started at the end. He won the Golden Globe, would have definitely won his second Oscar. They're like, yeah, it's not in the movie. It's like, well, so if he put in 10 seconds earlier, would have won an Oscar. It's so
That's the song from Black Panther a couple years
Yes,
ago. All
yep.
the stars.
Yep.
It's the last shot of
right.
Chadwick Boseman. It starts the beginning of the song for like 5 seconds or whatever, and then it won.
We don't care about shorts, right? We're not doing those.
No offense to them. I'm sure they're great.
You want to do visuals?
Yeah, we'll go to visuals.
Again, minus 1,000 for Dune. To your
VFX,
point,
yeah, Dune. That's
I have Planet of the Apes, second, Wicked, Better Man, and Alien Romulus. So Alien Romulus, I would not give anything because of the Ian Holmes stuff. I would not give that anything. It was maybe sick, but that's gonna be a Doom. That's gonna be another Doom win.
Production design probably a lock as well with Wicked. It seems like Wicked's just clean.
Yeah.
On that.
Yeah. Yes. Are you guys actually looking forward, Cinema and Coleman, and I guess Jeff? Are you guys looking forward to the actual Oscars themselves? You think Conan O'Brien, you
Absolutely.
Defying Gravity?
Always.
Defying Gravity going to kick off the show?
Yeah.
Which I'm pretty pumped for. I'm in.
Come flying in.
Yeah. I would hold
amazing.
off. I would hold off on. I would keep Defying Gravity until like 9:30 because people.
That's a good point.
Some people. It's almost like people waiting for Shallow a couple of years ago. Like you don't want to. A lot of people would just bail after that. I think if they start off with that, they'll probably start off with something about the fires anyway, right? I would think. Yeah. I would think.
I can't touch I'm Just Ken last year.
That's true.
That's true.
That was pretty good.
I like the return too of the scenes before the nominees.
I agree.
That's
good.
big.
Good call.
Yep. Good.
I am the number one fuck Jay Leno pro.
You do hate Jay Leno. Yeah.
So I'm a huge Conan guy, so I'm on tour. I love Conan, so I am very excited.
Will he make it through this without crying about having a Tonight Show taken from him?
All right. I mean,
will he grow his beard out and act sad again, or is that it would be okay?
All justified reasons.
There's $40 million for 7 months, and
some might say falling down a 100-yard hill outside of a hotel is karma. I don't know.
Well, I will say one thing. I think you guys are bigger. I like Conan, but he's gonna do a great job. That's a great choice. A good and for a lot of people, like in America, I know he has a very popular podcast, of course. He's been, for a lot of people he's been gone for a few years. So it'll actually be good to see him. It's not like having Jimmy Kimmel host for the 9th time.
Oh,
yeah.
Force a trumpet in there again. Ugh.
Exactly. That's the other thing. You're right. Good point. Like Conan is not going to be political.
My one note about production, I will say, if you're looking for kind of just things to toss out there, Hail Marys, it isn't the worst category because the odds aren't crazy. Nosferatu had pretty crazy production. The Brutalist obviously had a ton of love. I don't think it's that insane if that pulled a crazy upset. It would be a shocking upset, but I think a couple years back, I think Black Panther won for costume design. Something won in a pretty shocking upset in one of these categories. So if you're looking for a crazy sprinkle, it's not a bad place to look.
Okay. All right. I like that.
Costume's over though. Wicked's winning costume.
Yeah.
It's not even. Cinematography, I think the last one of the visuals. The Brutals is the favorite at minus 340.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I'll probably win that too, right?
I do think it'll win. So again, this is another one that you're going out there, you're sprinkling. This is a long shot. I don't hate Dune Part 2 here. These are the awards that Dune 1 cleaned up on.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't hate that. They'd be like, well, Dune Part 2 looks unbelievable, whether you like the movie or not. I don't hate that as an upset pick at plus 550. I don't think it's that crazy.
That's I got it now. Plus 550. Yeah.
I don't hate that. Like I said, I don't hate if you see Dune in a techno category that's not the favorite. I don't hate it as a sprinkle because it is a movie that just dominated the Oscars a couple years back.
Fucking Amelia Perez got a cinematography nomination. I forgot that. Jesus Christ!
And Maria, the movie with Angelina Jolie.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. That got what is that cat? That's a wild category. I mean, the first three fine, but that is nuts. I'm trying to think of something
crazy.
I mean, I don't know. Conclave looked better than that.
Yeah,
Challengers look
great.
What's that?
Conclave looked great.
That's a nuts Maria. That's a nuts nomination. Terrible movie. Jesus. Yeah, that's not bad. Yeah, I don't hate that either. Plus 550 for cinematography.
You want to go to screenplay?
Let's do it.
All right, best original screenplay. And Nora is the favorite at minus 250. The Substance at plus 300, and A Real Pain at plus 450. Brutalist in September 5 is in there.
Oh, brutal.
What do you think the scene they're going to show? Is it going to be the one, our favorite scene, where they feel like the biggest crisis in the world over showing someone getting killed on air, and they step outside and they go, "How about we just don't show it?" Like, okay, good, crisis solved, good job.
I gotta go with my scene. I like where Sarsgaard tells the cops, like, get the fuck out of here. Like, this is my fucking room. I like that scene. Yeah, I mean, Nora will probably win. I will say this is probably for my heart as well. I don't hate A Real Pain at plus 450.
Me neither.
I don't hate
Definitely.
it. It's got a lot of buzz. I don't think the Substance has it. I don't think the Brutal.
I was gonna say I like it better than Substance.
What's that?
I was gonna say I like it better than Substance, which is number 2 for me.
Yeah,
I like A Real Pain better than a Substance.
Plus 450. I think for that's a pretty good bet.
There's a post, so I'm going to start referencing the awards Substack now. Again, awards.substack.com. Good breakdown. He doesn't have screenplay in here, but there is a post from some guy, Mark Harris. He said, when you're trying to guess who's going to win an Oscar, here's one thing to remember. Most Oscar voters have been doing what they do for a long time, and most of them do not have Oscars and never will. So, like, the idea is nostalgia and voting for people who are, I guess, mainstays and have been there for a long time, etc., is kind of why Demi Moore, who good performance in the movie, why she has surged up there.
Right,
And,
the story of it, yeah.
Right, and this is not based on anything. This is just kind of a hunch for me. I think a lot of Substance's hype and good odds are being conflated by the fact that Demi Moore might win. Like, I don't put a lot of value in the Substance in kind of anywhere except for the makeup and hairstyling thing. I just think some of these categories, I think it's being propped up because Demi Moore is being propped up. Like, I don't view this as like, that's why, long story short, I do prefer A Real Pain over the Substance here. I would not bet on the Substance here.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'd go Real Pain, which is my favorite movie last year. Of course, I've said, but also like I think again, Nora probably win. But if you're gonna bet something, I'm not betting a Nora minus 250. So plus 450 on Real Pain, I would do that.
The idea of the screenplay being the consolation prize has kind of dried up in the last couple of years.
Yeah,
it's not really the
yes.
case anymore.
Right. Yes, I agree with that.
Maybe
I do think what's that?
No, I'll say maybe voters think Nora's going to win a bunch of stuff, so they don't.
Right.
I don't. That's archaic thinking. I think.
I think adapted screenplay is locked, and just I think Conclave is definitely going to win that. I just don't see Nickel Boys, Amelia, Complete Unknown, or Sing. I don't see it.
No.
Maybe you guys do. I don't know. Coleman or Cinema.
No, that's Conclave for sure. 100%.
If I had a vote myself, which doesn't matter, I would be voting for Sing Sing, which has no chance of winning. But
yeah,
that's definitely my favorite one for sure.
One of the worst Oscar campaigns I've ever seen.
Oh,
right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Botched, butchered, never played anywhere.
Great
no
movie.
Publicity. Yeah, really, really well liked, popular. Like I'm stunned that didn't have more legs. It's
Fantastic performance.
Yeah,
and not only that, this isn't like something like like A Real Pain kind of came out of nowhere, right? Like, you knew about it, you saw the trouble, you didn't think it was like, did you expect to be that good? Maybe not.
No.
Sing Sing was like the too early Oscars 2025 favorite to win when the Oscars ended. They're like, this Sing Sing was going to be great.
Yeah.
So it's not they didn't know they had something. So it's kind of wild.
Yeah, they totally butchered that. But I mean, I think Conclave's. I feel like lock that one up.
We'll do director, then pictures. We'll do acting first.
Okay.
So let's start out with supporting actor.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is over.
Yes. Minus 3,500.
Do not make a bet here. It's not going to happen. If we go to the predictive model, it is, and this has become the case with supporting as well. And there's a good article I read on this website as well about how the supporting categories have kind of become this thing where whoever wins early just wins. Like, that's just
that's been the case the last few years. It's true.
Like the shows after just follow through, and that's where you see it. The best predictors for supporting, BAFTA, SAG, both went to Zoe Saldana and Kieran Cole. We'll just lump these together. Those two are not going to lose.
No chance. Yeah, no chance. Yeah, they're both winning. Yeah.
I would have at some point, and you and I talked about this for months, I would have some point, and the only person who's better than plus 1,000 odds is Ariana Grande. If you're like, I really want to bet on the supporting category, she'd be the only one I think you'd bet on.
Yeah, and that's lost some steam. Like I just don't
Yep.
like a month ago I thought maybe because Amelia Perez is so hated. But in a weird way, I feel like all the controversy around that has helped Zoe Saldana because everyone's like, well, it's not her fault. And actually I think in a bad movie, she's pretty good. Like I don't like her performance is fine.
Yeah.
So I think
I'm still gonna sprinkle it. $10.
You are.
Yeah, I am
I
too.
agree there too.
I think it helps too that she
right?
is live performing. I think the live performances kind of help for some reason. I feel like with the Oscars, I feel like they've given a little tip of the cap to like, hey, you guys are performing. Here's your bigger moment.
Yeah, maybe.
Well,
yeah.
The counter to that would be they did change the show around a couple years ago to give Chadwick Boseman an Oscar. He didn't win posthumously.
We talked about that the other day. That was a rough scene.
That's one of those ones where the lawyers should step in and be like, no, he doesn't win. Don't do this.
Anthony Hopkins wasn't even there to accept the award. He was in bed.
Crazy.
He wasn't even there.
Yeah, I'm with cinema. I will be sprinkling Ariana Grande.
Yeah, why not? Right? Plus 8. I'll do that too. Plus 800. Yeah.
You're due for a shock every once in a while, but again, this would be a shock. A shock.
Oh, be stunning.
Okay, so best actor. We'll go best actress. No, they're both kind of coin flips. So best actress right now, if you go off the awards.substack model, the favorite in best actress should be Mikey Madison. She is not the favorite on DraftKings. She's plus 175. I think this, along with the next category, are the bets of the night. Because I do think Mikey Madison is going to win.
I actually don't think either one of them are going to win.
You have probably the best long. You're about to say the best long shot.
I have Torres winning. She's plus 1,100, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I think she's going to win Best Actress on Sunday night. I think it's going to be one of those Oscar. Now, again, we know nothing, of course, but I think that's going to be the shocking. Every couple of years you get a holy shit Oscar winning moment, and I think this is going to be the one. She's I will say that she is campaigning her ass off for this thing. She is everywhere. I think she was on Wake Up Mincy Tuesday. She did an hour that was excellent. She is all over the place, and she's very good in it. And she's won some stuff. She won the Golden Globe. Is that right?
She won the Golden Globe.
Now, again, it wasn't against, it was a different cat, but she won that. Very, very well liked. I actually think she's going to win the Academy Award. That's my best bet of the night, plus 1,100 for her.
The funny thing is that the Golden Globe for comedy is meaningless. It does nothing for the predictive model. It's like this big. If you're watching this, it's this big of a sliver. Drama has become a little more of a predictor for the Oscars. Still not great. The BAFTA is easily the biggest predictor for Best Actress. That went to Mikey Madison. Just behind it is the SAG. That went to Demi Moore. But the Golden Globe drama should not be looked past. It has some historical data that supported it recently. So I will also be betting, along with Mikey Madison, I will be betting Fernando Torres as well. Fernando Torres is the guy who played for Spain. He was sucking. Fernando Torres.
And she's very good in it. But yeah, I don't. You
going to
Coleman,
absolutely.
what did you say about this movie? You said not exactly a. You said something about how depressing I.
Just a complete downer.
Yeah, you said complete downer.
I'm still here.
I'm still here.
Oh yeah,
She's phenomenal in it. I will be sprinkling there, but I'm hammering down on Mikey Madison for sure. Easily the best performance this year for me.
I'm also putting some money on Carla Sofia again. I think it's her
That's
year.
not bad. Yeah.
She's had a great. She's going to be there. She's going to be there, which I'm looking forward to. Yeah. Plus, I would say she's the least likely of any candidate at the Academy Awards to win Sunday. If you had to rank everybody, I think should be last.
Probably true. Okay, Best Actor now.
Yeah.
Which the odds on this, I'll read them off. Adrian Brody minus 250, Timothée Chalamet plus 150, Ralph Fiennes plus 1,800, Sebastian Stan plus 3,500, which he should have been nominated twice, I think, and Coleman Domingo Sing Sing plus 5,000. Go see A Different Man see it on.
One of my favorite movies of the year. Yeah,
fantastic. Coleman Domingo plus 5,000 is again A24. Whatever they did with it, it's ridiculous. I think it's you. I don't want to steal your thunder, Kirk. You think it's a complete crime, and I agree with you. If Chalamet beats Brody here,
yes, he's going to though. I think.
I agree.
Yeah, I think it's just heading that way. I think it's a nice Oscar. They love. I'll say this. This is the way some of these voters think. I think if Brody had never won an Oscar, I think he might have won on Sunday. I think already having one in the back of their minds, like, oh, and it's graduation day for little Timmy. Let's make him a big star, have his big moment. And, and he's very likable, and he's perfectly fine in the movie. It's not his fault the movie's kind of mediocre.
He's had a phenomenal campaign as well.
Oh, unbelievable.
Phenomenal. And compared to Brody with the AI stuff.
That's the other thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Brody's been caught up in the AI stuff. Brody gives a titanic performance in the movie, but I think I think that's the one. Well, it's one of the three that I think really get hurt by the AI. Yeah.
Yes. There's a key component here which I'm looking at, which leads me to want to bet Chalamet. The drama for Globes also has become a little better of a predictor. Not great, though. Doesn't really pale in comparison to the SAG and the BAFTA. I don't think there's a planet in which Chalamet would have ever beat Adrian Brody at the BAFTAs. I think if he was the favorite, he would
that's a BAFTA. Yeah.
Right. And so I think to me, the way I view it and read it, I think the BAFTA is a bit of a distractor here. And according to the model, the Numlock Awards model, Brody is the favorite because it does factor in how much of a predictor the BAFTAs is. But I do think that the BAFTA here is almost irrelevant to me, at least for me making this bet, because I think that that's such a, like, that just would never have gone to Timothy Chalamet playing Bob Dylan.
No. That's a bro. Yeah, no. Yeah, I would agree.
And you can't look past the hard on the voters have for music biopics.
Yep. They love handing out Oscars.
That would be me.
You sent them as well. You like The Complete Unknown?
I loved it. I love biopics. I thought Chalamet was better than Brody. I think he deserves to win. And honestly, I actually have Brody behind a couple of other these guys. I know it's not a popular opinion, but I thought Fiennes was better. And I think Domingo was better as well. I think he was better than
it's a gambling show, right? We've gone over this before the show started. This is a odd show. I wish I could make a better case for Fiennes, because there was a real, like there was with Sing Sing and Domingo, there was a real Fiennes momentum thing when Conclave came out. The classic, almost like the male Demi, like he's never won. It's his time, but something got lost in that. Maybe it's just not an interesting enough performance. I think he's great at it. Like, I'd be fine if he won, but he just got lapped. I think Brody and Chalamet just, and I don't quite know why, because the movie, as we'll talk about later, has some momentum right now.
I will note, if you want to play the game of could split votes fuck two people over, which if Fernando Torres wins, that's definitely going to be the case.
Yes.
If you want to play that game and you want a reason to bet on someone not Brody and Chalamet, I do think it is Domingo. Domingo, if you look at who picked up more of the important local critics awards, Domingo actually beats everybody else. He had the majority of the local critics awards that are predictive models for the Oscars. So if you want a crazy long shot, if you're going to take it in the acting, it would be Domingo plus 5,000 and then Fernando Torres. That'd be the two long shot ones to take. I'll bring Domingo because why not at plus 5,000?
Yeah.
Seemed recently too, like there was a lot of talk about length of movies. So I think The Brutalist 2, having that lengthy time frame, Complete Unknown is a quick, easy film.
There should be a Chris Hansen of Oscar voters who show up and talks to them, and when they reveal they haven't finished a movie or won't rank it, they lose their vote. Like, they should be like, there should be a narc, someone that dupes them, someone undercover. If you say you can't finish The Brutalist, you have no business having an Oscar vote.
Actual conversation at the intermission for The Brutalist. There were two guys there, me and another guy. The intermission started. I stood up, kind of stretched around. He's like 4 rows in front of me, stretched up, turned around, looked at me, and he said, "Do you think they would just like start the movie right now?" I was like, "I kind of wish they would." We just. But yeah, I read the varieties for a couple of voters said, I forget, they said that Fiennes already had an Oscar and that's why they weren't voting for him, and Brody didn't have. It's just it's so you remember all the stuff we're doing, all this talk, predictors, winners, or you have people voting still who know. I wonder if Gene Hackman did vote this year.
Did he get it in?
I would think I don't know how long he's been dead for. There's no, you couldn't even put up odds. Gene Hackman has to be last in the in memoriam.
100%.
Right. I mean, that's like minus 10 million, right?
The hammer on the in memoriam has not been what you expect.
You can't fuck this one up, though.
No, this one is such an easy one.
James Earl Jones was last at the SAG, and he probably would have been last if they did it, but it's recent. He's a bigger film figure.
That is crazy. If you say a week ago is James Earl Jones going to be the last in the in memoriam? Your probably response would be yes, unless someone like a Hackman. Like that's probably be like unless someone like a Hackman.
I mean, Mika may make a case for Lynch.
Right.
Maybe. Yeah.
That's my guy.
Can still see Lynch finishing it. Actually, now you say that.
I had a Hackman.
Yeah.
No. Gene Hackman is David Lynch, a great, but Gene Hackman is a legendary film figure, and he just died.
Yeah.
I didn't even hate the take of it bridging into something.
They have to do that. They have to give him his own segment. They have to. I mean, unless you find
Coleman's favorite director ever, right?
David Lynch?
Yes.
Yeah, I've seen all his movies, but yeah, it's his
I've
favorite
seen
director.
them.
You told me you didn't see one. You just said the other day on Twitter you hadn't seen one.
Straight Story.
Lost Highway you hadn't seen too, right?
Saw it, yeah.
Yeah, no, but you just saw it.
Before he died.
Straight Story is a great movie.
I know. I haven't seen it.
That's one of my favorite Lynch movies, yeah. So
Just to go back to
go ahead, Cinema.
I was gonna say just what Jeff was saying about not being able to finish The Brutalist. I saw that there was like 5 voters who couldn't finish Dune or didn't even watch Dune at all.
Yeah.
I believe that. I believe like an 80-year-old's not watching Dune. Totally. Which is insane, but I do believe that.
You should lose your vote. That is crazy.
Yeah, agreed.
I need that to happen though for movies that aren't Dune because it just I look so biased when I rant about it, which I'm sure will just happen. I'm sure something will happen for something next year.
Well, let's be honest. How many of these voters percentage-wise got through The Brutalist? No chance. It's like 75%. No way.
Imagine that same 85-year-old who turns off Dune trying to get through Amelia Perez.
I just picture the 82-year-old watching The Brutalist and being like, is Guy Pearce fucking Adrian Brody? What the hell? Is this guy an architect? What happened?
Yeah, a little recap again on actress, on the acting, supporting. Not worth really anything. If there's one crazy long shot, maybe Ariana Grande, but don't expect to win anything there. The favorites are essentially locks as much as they can be for something like this. Gamble responsibly. Best actress, we do like Fernanda Torres as a long shot, big long shot, plus 1,100. Though Mikey Madison at plus maybe 200 is also a fantastic bet because the predictive models do say she's the favorite. And then actor, we do like Chalamet.
Yeah.
To upset Brody. Director, another great category. This, you could have gotten Sean Baker on DraftKings. I don't know exactly what it is, but it was in like the 400 range a couple weeks ago. He is now the favorite at minus 175.
Good.
I was going to say for weeks, whoever was the underdog, I was going to take. So I will bet on Corbett. I think Baker wins, but I'm going to take the plus money here because I just it's too much of a coin flip. Why not take the other side? That's
also a 2-horse race. There's no wild card here. No one the other three. It's why Berger was nominated for Western Front. Like, how was he not nominated for this? What the fuck are they doing in the Amelia Perez director? Like, what? It makes no sense.
Honestly, cinema, cover your ears. The fuck is James Mangold nominated for?
Oh, it's crazy for a complete unknown. I know you liked it, cinema, but 300 people could have directed that movie.
Sure.
Doesn't mean
better than the other two on this list, though.
What's that?
So it's better than the other two on this list. Obviously Perez, but it's better than Substance too.
I don't think she's obviously. I mean, I just think Baker's going to win now. I actually think this is the one that AI hurts the most.
Yes.
That's why I'm not. I mean, it's plus money. He's won a bunch of awards. I get that. But
what's worse? Is it A24's inability to promote Sing Sing or their inability to get the AI thing way out ahead of everything?
They fucked this up so bad. They never got ahead of it. They allowed this thing to snowball to the point where I don't even know what happened. Like they didn't even tell me what happened. So, I think Baker win. That's fine. He's a really good director. You guys liked Nora probably more than me. I liked it a lot. And he's a terrific director. So that I'm fine with Baker win, but I'm not. I am almost putting that in lock status right now. Damn close to a lock. It almost fell into it because the other three had no chance and they fucked up and I didn't like when Corbet won the Golden Globe for Best Director and he read his speech from his phone. I don't like that. I'm old school.
Yeah, it's bad.
That's like Megan making money at the finale of Survivor. you can't read from your phone. She had no chance at that point.
Sean Baker feels like a guy who would never win an Oscar. So him going up there and winning Oscar, I think is awesome. I think it's if he didn't love Honora, but he's made some really great, unique. He has a very unique, original take every single movie. He's got there's this Konibi or something it's called. It's like the French version of like, not like Criterion, but they go through like an old video store and they interview directors. They are Christopher Nolan, Baker, and like so many directors. Francis Ford Coppola. If you like movies, watch these. They're amazing. And Baker's is fantastic. He's just a guy I'd never expect to win an Oscar. Just because he's like not the kind of guy you'd expect to be voted on to win an award. It'll be cool to see him win. It'll be great.
Yeah. You guys disagree? Have anybody else? No?
I think he's by far the most awarding too. I think this should be a shoe-in. I mean, the back half of Anora is probably the best half of any movie this year, and I think it's large part because of him.
Yeah, I really do think,
fast-paced.
like Kirk was saying, he just fell into it. I think everything else around it kind of fell off as we went along, and he's right there.
Lastly, Best Picture, which is as close and as interesting as it's ever been, at least in the last, I don't know. I guess probably since the Parasite year, I guess you could technically say. Though that was a 3-horse race, 1917, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Parasite. And that was, again, I will pat myself on the back. Even I think someone else at the company takes credit for it. I gotta go at that person, whoever it is, a little rivalry. But that was I can rule out Gruden.
Okay.
So the Parasite bets were, they were just fantastic because the odds were great. Bong Joon-ho, great. It was a good year, but there's something different about this year. Probably because those are just 3 great movies, and this year it's not as much the case.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a little less obvious. Right now, odds-wise, Nickel Boys, 15,000. Throw it away.
No
Dune
chance.
Part 2, 10,000. Crazy it got to this. Came out too early. Throw it away. I'm Still Here, 10,000. No chance. The Substance, no chance. Plus 8,000. Emilia Perez might have had a shot like a month or two ago. No chance. 6,500. Wicked. I would say not no chance, close to it. I don't like it.
2% chance or something. Yeah.
A few weeks ago, you and I thought this was going to win.
Oh, I'd say like a month ago, 6 weeks ago. Yeah. It felt like it was happening, and it just kind of stalled.
It's a very
Cinema loves it. So
again, go to I keep logging the website, but I keep referencing, so I have to do it because he did all the research and none of it. Awards.substack. As always, Hickey does a great breakdown of the Oscar voting pool and how.
Are you just getting paid for this thing?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's not my stats.
This feels like Steve Robinson with the slip and slide, and I don't know. I wonder if he's getting 10% kickback or something. It's okay.
I don't want to steal his stats.
I understand. I understand. I respect it.
But the breakdown of how the voting works, the new Academy now eclipses the old Academy, which is a huge deal. The first time that really started to break through was the year Black Panther was maybe going to win, didn't win. Right. And then eventually, Parasite won. And that was when it flipped.
Yeah.
With that said, the way the voting works, the Oscars for Best Picture, it's the ranked ballot system. A lot of times the least disliked movie wins Best Picture.
This is why I'm going to make a case for another movie in a second, but
Right. So I do think Wicked at plus 5,000, if you want a long shot, solid bet.
Yeah.
It's worth a chance.
Yeah. Not impossible. I don't think it's going to happen, but not impossible.
Not where it was a month ago.
Right. Yeah.
A complete unknown. 3,500.
Mm-hmm.
I also would say not the worst if you want to go on the fact that nothing is going to be beyond liked, and the two of the favorites have some grating personality traits. The AI thing, the fact that Anora is kind of a softcore porn, and a little bit of a grating movie in a sense.
Well, no longer the two favorites though.
No, The Brutalist plus 600, still a decent bet. At this point, if you want to throw out some long shots, why not? At 600, it was a favorite for forever up until a couple weeks ago. Right. Now we're gonna get to the one that I think you think is probably gonna win, right?
Well, it's going to win, but there is real I just think Conclave, which is what, plus 225 right now?
Yep, plus 225 Conclave. Conclave plus 2250 or plus 225.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the second favorite, which is, I don't even want to say crazy. We kind of saw this coming a little bit.
It's kind of like danced between there's been so much controversy with The Brutalist, even with Anora. Remember with the, what was it, the consultant, the intimacy, whatever the hell they tried to throw out there, Emilia Perez. Conclave has kind of survived. It was an early September, October in the mix, and then went away. Won the SAG, obviously, last weekend. And I think your point about ranked balloting, I don't think anybody hates Conclave. I don't think it's anybody's favorite movie of all time, but nobody's voting it last. You know, and nobody's voting it second to last. I think it's going to be third and fourth a lot, and maybe that's enough.
There is a little momentum from the BAFTA. The BAFTA is not right now a good indicator of Best Picture, and a lot of that is because typically the more British movie is just going to win, and there is. And Honora may as well have been plus 1 million to win the BAFTA. It was
it's never
ever.
Right. That's
ever.
Right.
So on the model, it goes Honora with a pretty sizable lead.
How does SAG play into that predictive?
Right now, the best predictor for the Oscars in recent memory, the model adjusted every year, is the PGA, which Honora won. Next is the DGA, which Honora also won.
Right.
Conclave won the SAG, and it won the BAFTA. Which actually, excuse me, I need to retract what I just said. The SAG is the momentum one. That was the one that just happened.
Right, last week.
So that does make sense that it won. You were telling me the day of, you were like, I think Conclave's going to probably win.
That just feels like a SAG award.
Yeah. So Conclave's second. Brutalist is third. Brutalist has some good stuff here and there. Amelia Perez is next, then A Complete Unknown, then Dune Part 2. The funny thing about Dune Part 2 cleaned up in the local critic stuff. It won so many things, but that's gone. So the only thing that actually has 0 points in the model is I'm Still Here.
Really? Yeah. I'll give you one too. So Honora won the WGA, the PGA, right? It won the WGA, forget it. Didn't win the SAG. If it won the SAG, the last movie that won all three of those and did not win Best Picture was Brokeback Mountain. But forget it, didn't win the SAG, so it doesn't matter.
If Honora won the SAG, we're looking at Oppenheimer again.
Yeah, I think it's over. But it's just a weird year. I still feel like those, like, I wouldn't be, the only movie of those that would stun me is A Complete Unknown.
Yeah.
Wicked, I would be upset, but I wouldn't be knocked over. A Complete Unknown would stun me.
I'd be pretty pissed too.
It'd be a bummer. But
there's just something about Honora, and I love Honora. I love that movie. I just don't see it. Like, I don't know why I can't visualize it winning Best Picture.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's one of those things you'll know as the night goes on. If Baker winning, by the way, doesn't really mean he's going to win anyway, so it's not a big indicator to me. So I think it could be a split Baker Conclave. Conclave does feel like a 1996 Best Picture winner, though. It does feel like a line in the sand, old versus young voting moment. Maybe enough. Maybe it's the last run for this crew, and Honora doesn't win. But yeah, I'm gonna take Conclave plus money, and I'll probably put something on Wicked too. I feel like the Brutalist is. I could be complete. I feel like the Brutalist is dead.
I would agree.
Which is crazy. Crazy.
That's what it did. It fucked it. Now, you just said a good point. If this was 2011, Conclave wins going away.
Yeah.
But now there's 9,945 voting members of the Academy for Best Picture. The ruling majority is now people admitted 2012 and later, the new Academy. 6,137. The old Academy now only represents 3,808. So if you go along those lines, that is why Honora is the favorite and should be the favorite, because the new Academy does rule. But again, it's still 4,000 people voting for other things.
Yeah.
And all it takes is a little bit of that new Academy. Like, the new Academy definitely has, they're in, I guess, the quote unquote, the driver's seat, as they're saying. But it's still 6,000 to 4,000. It's not like it's 10,000 to 1,000. So that's why I still just, I'm taking Conclave and I'm taking Wicked as well.
How about you guys?
Taking Conclave, I think newsworthy as well right now with everything going on, Pope Francis and everything.
Voting was already done before that, though.
Divine intervention.
Well,
okay. But outside of that, obviously, I think Honora is fantastic. I won't be betting on it, though. The two movies that I had as 1A, 1B consistently was Honora and Dune Part 2. Dune at those odds, I figure why not? I'll sprinkle it.
Wow. There you go. You have no chance of winning that, but why not?
Hey,
you're right. You put a couple of bucks down if you get lucky.
Yeah.
That's worth a win.
Exactly.
How about you, Cinema? What DraftKings odds do you like from this one?
I really like I really like Wicked. I think kind of like what you guys are hinting at as far as nobody hating the movie. I do think that it's going to be hard for a lot of people to kind of just be like that movie was terrible, especially because it is kind of targeted towards a younger audience. I do think those odds are great, but I think Conclave, especially coming off the SAG, I like Conclave a lot as well.
What a weird year if it's Baker and Conclave.
It's true.
3 months ago, we've
Bizarro.
never
That's
guessed that.
bizarro world stuff.
Crazy.
It's so strange.
Do we think the woke ending to Conclave helps too?
The woke ending the Conclave helps.
It's Hollywood.
Yeah, I just think it's like a very watchable movie. Like, I think also most people watch it the screeners. Like I think it's like it looks great on. It's like a great TV movie, Conclave.
Yeah.
That was played on TNT in the back in the old forever. Like it's just
To Coleman's credit, had the Pope thing happened before voting ended, I think this thing would have won in a landslide.
Yeah, they could. I mean, yeah. In the old days, Harvey Weinstein would have ordered that up. He would have been croaked in early January. I actually think Conclave is going to win Best Picture, which is I don't think I've said that sentence the whole time. Maybe since September or something.
I think I'm taking it as well as my pick when I do my picks.
Yeah.
I hate that because I do want Honora to win. I just can't see Honora winning. I don't know what it is. If this was the Florida Project, I would probably say that's going to win.
Yeah, I'm more of a people pleaser.
But there's something about Honora, and I like it, but it's in that uncut gems world, right? It's in that it's in that crazy batshit, and if it wins Best Picture, I think that's awesome. I think it's awesome if that wins Best Picture. I just don't see it happening. And it's the favorite, just crazy to say, but that's just one of those things.
Do you think there's no AI? We're not even having this conversation?
Yeah. Yep.
Maybe. The way they're talking about the way they talk about not finishing the movie makes me think maybe not. Maybe it will.
Yeah, that's the other thing. It is 4 hours. It is. Yeah. And I'll be honest, for me, we don't care, but I didn't love the second act and I hated the epilogue. I would not, of the movies nominated, it's not my favorite picture of the movies nominated. I don't
Could you see, and I hate saying this because I like Brady Corbett a lot. I know he makes a lot of great movies. This also feels like one of those things where we just never hear from Brady Corbett again in terms of the Oscars.
Yeah, wouldn't be surprised.
I don't know why, but just one of those.
Well, this sticks now. He's the AI guy. He made the AI movie. It's not fair necessarily, but
no, he made the movie for $10,000, right?
10 million.
Insane.
Yeah, and other people use it. So, but they were, it was a good dirty campaign. It landed.
Yeah,
they did a good job. The Oscars are a war. So, yeah. Any other thoughts, Coleman?
Just real quick on that AI bit there. Whether it wins or loses, will this shift the landscape of AI use completely going forward?
Probably the transparency around it.
Right.
I think they'll just get ahead of it. 20 years from now, people are going to say, wait a minute, this didn't win Best Picture because of that. You're going to have movies released where it's all. So yeah, I think they'll be more upfront. I think it's more of a communication failure. They just botched this.
Yeah.
How about you, Cinema? Anything else?
I don't think so. Nothing that I didn't already call out. The hairstyle and makeup thing was my big off the grid one, but I already mentioned that.
Is that your best bet?
I think my best bet would probably be Madison for Best Actress.
Okay. Coleman?
I'd have to check back on what I got real quick.
Yeah, take your time. Jeff, go ahead. What's your favorite bet, Jeff?
If we're going off what I think is most likely to win in terms of the underdogs, I'm going to say Madison as well. But my favorite long shot is the Torres bet, the Fernando Torres.
Mine as well. Yeah, I agree. That's my favorite.
Nosferatu on the best makeup and hairstyling.
What's that at?
That's plus 1,400.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Yep.
There you go. Well, Sunday night. I don't know when this will drop. It may take a little longer than we thought originally.
No reason why. No reason why.
No, be to blame it all. Sunday night, 8:00 Eastern, ABC, Conan O'Brien. It'll be, like Jeff said, for the first time. I'll give you. I think Parasite had some momentum that night heading in, but it was no lock. I've been watching the Oscars for 40 years, 40, 42, 43 years. The night E.T. lost was the first time I really remember. There were not a lot of nights for me growing up where I watched the Oscars not knowing who was going to win Best Picture.
Yep.
Crash over Brokeback Mountain was an unknown heading into that night. Who beat the pianist that year? The Adrian Brody. because Polanski won Best Director, Brody won Best Actor. I forget, maybe Chicago. I don't remember. That was kind of unknown, but boy, maybe King's Speech, Social Network a little bit. Nowadays, Social Network would have won Best Picture with today's voters. But 3 or 4 times in my life, you've gone on an Oscar night. Last year obviously was ridiculous. Pretty interesting. Actress is semi-open. Actor is definitely wide open.
Yeah.
The big 4 are, Baker I think is probably pretty close, but there's legitimate, who knows going around.
I don't remember the odds.
I think we get a shot. No, go ahead. Was
Green Book a big favorite going into Best Picture that year?
That's one too. Yeah, that was kind of a divisive sort of moment, but it had a lot of momentum that night. Yeah, I think most people thought it was going to win, but yeah, it wasn't a lock. That's true.
It was Roma, right? That's what it'd be.
Yeah.
That was one of those ones too where Green Book won though, and you're like, we probably should have seen that coming.
Yeah, and there is a Netflix thing too. Netflix has never closed a deal, so yeah. But go ahead, Jeff. What are you gonna say?
I do think there is going to be a crazy shocker upset at some point.
I agree.
And I think, when I say that, it's one that we didn't even mention. I do think that's going to happen
in a big category.
Maybe not big, but decent sized enough.
Right.
I'm not saying I don't even know what, but I'm just saying it's something that we didn't see, didn't even mention, because we talked about a couple long shots, even the Coleman Domingo. He's not going to win. I think it's going to be something that we didn't even cross our minds.
Good. I hope so. It'd be good to watch. Yeah.
It'd be great.
Amelia Perez somewhere in there.
Really?
Yes. Outside of supporting actress, obviously.
Okay. Yeah. I hope not. All right. Anything else, boys? Jeff?
No, that's it.
Cinema?
Excited.
That's nothing. Thanks for having me.
All right. Sure. Coleman, as always, good to see you. Justin, get to work. Academy Awards Sunday night. Yep. We'll be watching as well. We'll talk to you later. Goodbye.